Hey guys, it's Tinker Tailor here today, bringing you back another Pokemon build series video. Today we have Meganium, which I had no idea that's how it was pronounced. I generally look up the Pokemon beforehand, but I don't generally look up how to pronounce it, and I actually found a video where apparently every time this Pokemon appears, it's in this video. It's just like a compilation of this Meganium. And yeah, it's not Meganium, just in case you were wondering, even though it does have the word mega in it, it's Meganium. But yeah, it is the final evolution of the second generation starter Pokemon. So it is a grass type. It looks like a Stegosaurus, so it's got a little, I don't know, like a not a realistic Stegosaurus, because it's got a little short, plump body, these little stubby legs, a little bit of a long neck, and then it's got these two little antennae that come off, that remind me of the little antennae that come off bees. It's really, really cute. And around its neck, it looks like there is a flower, like it's wearing a flower for a necklace that just took out like the middle bit of the flower to stick its head through. It's really, really cute. It's a light green colour itself, and then the flower is like a pinky red sort of colour with a little bit of yellow on it. And looking at it, I kind of just imagined being at the beach, being nice and relaxed, just taking a deep breath and enjoying the fresh air and relaxing. So I decided to build something that made me feel that way. And what I ended up building is sort of like it used to be a home, and now it's not a home, now it is actually a spa resort type place. And I had a lot of fun with it. It's something a little bit different to what I'm used to, something I'm a little, I don't know, I'm not exactly confident with. Look, if it's not modern, I don't really know what I'm doing and I'm making it up along as I go. But to be honest, also when I'm doing modern builds, same, making it up as I go. So yeah, a lot of it is made up. But like all the other starters in this series, it is also pack restricted. So this uses Island Living, Spa Day, Riviera Retreat, I believe. That's the one with the lounge chair and the umbrella in the image. And Bathroom Clutter Kit. Now, I was tossing up between the Bathroom Clutter Kit and one of the stuff packs. I can't remember which one it was. Clearly it was not important if I can't even remember which one it was. But, I don't know. I felt like because the Bathroom Clutter Kit had just like, well yeah, bathroom clutter stuff, it made a little bit more sense because you could use some of them as like, you know, there's an item that looks like two little moisturizing bottles or like hand creams or something like that. I don't know, there's just bits and pieces that I put around. So those are the 4 packs and kits that I used for this build. Now, not all of my builds are going to have 4. Some of them for these pack restricted starters might have less. You know, I might decide to do 2 or 1 or 3, but it will never have more than 4. And I don't know, I'm finding it to be really fun and really motivating and really, like, I've got to think outside the box, I've got to think harder, I've got to use items differently. I'm also trying not to use base game as much as possible, so you'll see quite a lot I don't have base games selected, but when I am running out of ideas or items or just like I want to do something but I can't make it work, I will actually go and grab some base game items and play around with them, as you can see I'm doing with the windows. Do not worry, I get rid of them, because you can see me like staring at it and going, no, I hate it. I believe I end up just doing the packs and kits that I intended to use. So they're all, I don't think there's any base game windows, but I do think I used some base game doors because, I don't know, there was bathroom doors or glass doors, and I think they were glass bathroom doors too, which is like, I didn't really want that. I wanted something a little bit less over the top like that, you know? I wanted something a little bit more calmer. So I did use a few base games things here and there. Again, it's one of those things where like if I didn't really have an option or I didn't like the options that I did have, that's when I would use base games. So there is a computer in this lot. It's supposed to be like a check-in computer, and that is purely for aesthetics, I guess. Like, I don't think it's actually useful or usable or anything like that, but it is a base game computer because, yeah, the packs and kits that I picked do not have a computer in it. So that's, yeah, again, it's one of those things, like, if I had to choose something, it would be something, if I had to use base game, it's something that I didn't really have. So yeah, I definitely had a lot of fun with this build. I don't know, it's sometimes when I'm pack restricted, I'm like, I hate this so much. This is why did I do this? This is the worst idea in the world. But other times when I do it, I come away with builds that I just fall in love with, and I think it's because I have to. You know, like, I don't think I'm the world's best builder. I definitely don't. There are definitely builders out there who just have this beautiful talent that I am desperately learning to try to learn, because it's beautiful, it's brilliant, it's gorgeous, it's so well done, and I would like to have that level of detail, you know? So I am, yeah, definitely trying to up my building game, but I think by having these pack restricted ones, it kind of forces me to understand how these things work together. You know, I wouldn't necessarily have put these 4 packs and kits together. Like, they don't necessarily make sense. I mean, they kind of do, especially for what I'm aiming for, but, you know, I could have picked 4 of any of them. You know, Spa Day makes sense because you need the Spa Day items, but mixing it with Island Living, it just creates a whole different vibe. Whereas if you connected it, mixed it, picked it, if you did if you did Spa Day and, let's say, Business and Hobbies, you could have something that's a lot more modern, sleek, refined, something that you might find in a city or something like that. But that's not the goal I was aiming. Like, I was not aiming for it to look like that. And so, yeah, I don't know. It's very interesting because it really helps me wrap my head around, okay, I have this idea and these items would work really well. But it also forces me to be creative because there are so many different wallpapers I would have picked instead of the one that I did end up picking. The bathrooms are very grey. I do think towards the end I slightly change it to a more brown colour, so it's a little bit more lively instead of being, yeah, just grey and dead and nothing else. But again, it's teaching me to think. It's teaching me to go, okay, I have these items, I have to try and make them work, how do I do that? And I find it really, really helpful, really, really handy to actually kind of be forced to do that, you know? Whereas if you have everything, or if you are, you know, like if let's say you don't have all the packs and kits, right, but you have even half of them, you know, you've still got such a wide variety of choice that sometimes it can be overwhelming, or sometimes you take items for granted, or you don't know about them, or you forget about them, or, you know, you don't realize that it actually would look really good in this particular swatch here. Like, there's so many things that could be done that are just not done because there's so many items. So to those of you who are pack restricted, like, I really appreciate you guys even more now, because the forced creativity that you guys have to have because of the limits, it's just mind-boggling and amazing. And yeah, I definitely appreciate the creativity. And it's the same with people who are console players, because again, like, you guys can't use Tool, you guys can't use CC. There is just some general restrictions that you guys have that kind of just suck. Like, that's so annoying. You know, the fact that I'm pretty sure it was not too long ago that you could actually rotate the camera a certain way. Like, you couldn't do it before then, and that just is wild to me. Like, what do you mean you couldn't rotate the camera? So yeah, I'm definitely trying to be a lot more creative with my little process here. I've seen people who just blow me away with their creativity. Like, for example, if you looked at my noodle shop quite recently, I said that was inspired by someone called Architect, and let me tell you, this person is phenomenal at what they do. They are definitely an inspiration. I'm going to be watching some more of their builds for some more inspiration. And the good thing about it is, because I am kind of, I don't want to say restricted, but because of these builds, I'm not going to go out and build what they're building. It means that I will be able to look at the builds and be like, wow, that's a really cool idea, this little aspect here, and kind of make it my own. Because I always worry about copying other people. I hate it. I absolutely hate the idea of copying other people. There's a difference between taking inspiration and copying, you know? Like, for example, I did a restaurant build maybe a week or two ago, probably like 3 weeks ago, if I'm being honest. But it was on a lot that I believe the builder's name is Eva. I could be wrong. I might be misremembering. I definitely say the name in the video. And it is, I believe, a business and hobbies build. And it's a 3-story build where, I don't know, it's a beautiful concrete building. Not concrete, I think it's brick. And then on top there's like a to me it looks like a shipping container that's been placed on top and renovated into this beautiful bedroom. So I kind of took the idea of a shipping container in a brick building, and I made a little 1-story building, so it was mostly made of brick, but it looked like there was a little bit of like a cutout where they'd made like a little bit of a shipping container or something like that. I don't know, it was beautiful. Because it was inspired by this builder, and I made sure to reference them and, you know, give them all the like that's where I got my inspo from. But also I didn't copy, you know, like I did it in my own way, but I felt very confident with it because I could kind of think like I liked this bit and I liked that bit, and again, yeah, just kind of made it my own. And that's what I want to do, is every time I see something I like, I just want to be able to go, that was really cool, how did they do that, how do I make it my own, you know? I don't know, I think copying other people's builds, just straight up copying it, is a little bit, yeah, like if you were to come along and you were to take this build, even if you were to renovate it, I'd be fine with that. Like, that's fine because you're changing it from what it fundamentally is. If you were to take this and turn it into a house, like, yes, it's got the same shape, but you're renovating it, you're making it something new, something different, and when you upload it to the gallery, like, it's gonna say that the original shell was mine, and that's fine. But if you want to build a spa in this style, but you want to do it in a different shape or a different way, like, again, that's inspiration and that's fine. And I don't even necessarily think you would have to say that you got the inspiration from me. I make sure that I always give in the credit to the people who inspire me, because I don't want to, I just don't want to ever come across like I'm copying someone, because I'm not. I'm very much not copying. I'm taking inspiration, and then I'm sharing where it came from. But yeah, if you look at this and you see inspiration, I'm not too fussed. Like, I'm not too worried. If you copy it, then yeah, I will be upset, because that's just, it's kind of lame. Not gonna lie, very much lame. But again, if you take this idea and make it your own, it's your own idea. Like, you have everyone in the world, I say everyone, but like, how many spas have you seen? How many builds on this lot have you seen? Like, there are so many builds out there. There are so many different things out there that, like, I'm sure that if you put, let's say you're a cottage builder, and I put you in a room with every other cottage builder out there, and I said to you guys to build a 2-bedroom cottage for somebody who really, really likes foxes and bunnies and has a job of a gardener, like, I'm sure some of you would build things that are really, really similar, but you were all given the same prompt and you all didn't see what the other person did. So it's like, we all could build really similar to each other and not even know. But yeah, I don't know. I think inspiration is good to have, but as long as you're not copying. Which is why generally when I look up inspiration, it's actually real life buildings or drawings of buildings or stuff like that, rather than other Sims builds, because I am super paranoid that I'm gonna accidentally copy. You know, there's like that whole subconscious thing where you're like, ooh, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that, and then you realize, like, oh, that's really similar to this thing I've seen, because it's in your subconscious. So I actually try and avoid that just straight up, because again, I don't wanna copy. I don't want to be that guy. And yeah, that's why I also always give out that, like, who inspired me, because then when you look at it, you can be like, oh, okay, I can see where the inspiration came from, but it is different. So yeah, I want to make sure that nobody is copied, or I don't copy anybody, and that, yeah, the inspo is given to the right people. Also, I do apologize if it sounds weird and like there was a little gap. I did just have the world's weakest little cough. I don't know what it was. It was just like, I don't know, something got caught in my nose. I definitely feel 100% better. Like, I'm not 100% yet. Like, I'm still a little bit sick, but I'm definitely on the mend. I don't know, there's just like a few little symptoms I need to shake loose, and they are not being shaken. And it's probably just because of how cold it is. But yeah, look, I definitely feel a lot better. Like there's still, yeah, like I said, still symptoms, but I feel a lot better, and I think that's the most important thing. Is not feeling like I have been run over by a truck, or, you know, I don't know, like when I am sick, I feel exhausted. Like I've been in the ocean and not been able to just like control where I'm going, and I feel, I don't want to say battered and bruised, but I just feel like I've been pushed around like that. Like, you know, water's not gonna hurt. I mean, it is if you get dumped by a wave or whatever, but if you're in the water and it's just pushing you side to side, like, it's not actively hurting you, but it exhausts you and your body just feels so tired afterwards. Kind of feels like you've been in the washing machine for a little bit, you know? Sometimes I describe it as I am a bag of rocks that I've been in the washing machine with a bag of rocks. But yeah, I don't feel as exhausted anymore, which is good. I'm just, yeah, waiting for those last couple of symptoms to actually leave, because they're just not doing it, and it's mildly infuriating. But anyway, yeah, no, one thing actually that's not mildly infuriating is okay, we are pivoting, but we're pivoting to the get to nature, expanded by nature, enchanted by nature, whatever it is, fairies, the fairy pack. I don't know, that I was kind of like, oh, that's cool stuff, like that I'm kind of excited to get new cottagey type stuff, because like I can try and build new cottagey stuff, and it's a bit more like garden plant, outdoor, like fun, like I can get behind this. Is it necessarily my thing? No. But could I get a little bit better at this sort of stuff because of the fact that we're getting new stuff? Absolutely. And then I saw these windows. I'm hoping they're windows. And let me tell you, if these are windows, I think every build from now until the end of time is going to have these windows in them. If you were looking at the gameplay trailer, I believe it is at 6 minutes and 14 seconds. There's these windows, and I'm really, really hoping they're windows, or maybe like a wallpaper. I don't know what they are. I'm hoping they're windows, but they are gorgeous. Let me tell you, the most beautiful things I have ever seen in my life. They just look like frameless windows, but they could be used so many times in so many places. Like, they are just gorgeous. And you bet your bottom dollar if that's a window that comes with the pack, I am getting that pack just for those windows. Now, I did talk quite recently saying, oh, if you're going to buy a pack, make sure you like at least 50% of I'm not sticking to my own advice. I want that window. I want that window to be real, and if it's not real, I won't actually cry, but I will be so upset, because how could you not make a window like that? I hope it's a base game window. I hope they're doing a little base game update and they just, here's a little window, because then everybody can have it, and then I can use it in all my builds, and everybody's happy because it's a base game thing. I doubt it. I doubt it's going to be a base game thing, but do you know how happy I would be if it was? I would be able to share that window with you guys and use it everywhere, and, you know, I could do base game builds with it. That's like, I desperately want that window. You have no idea. I mean, you probably do. I'm probably going to talk about it from now until the end of time. I do talk about this build, I will talk about this window quite a lot. So yeah, while most of you are excited for fairies, or outdoor living, or being able to truly live off the land, or the CAS stuff that's coming with it, or the other build stuff that it's literally just this window. That's all I want. I don't care about the really. You could literally make the rest of it the most ugly thing to me in the entire world, and I wouldn't care because of this one little window. Like, that's all I want. I just want that window. So yeah, again, if you go to the Sims YouTube, or if it's EA, I don't know if it's the Sims or EA's YouTube. I think it's the Sims. And it's the gameplay trailer, and it's at 6 minutes and 14 seconds. That's the window I'm talking about. Gorgeous, 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 gorgeous. Absolutely beautiful and brilliant, and I love it. Oh my goodness. It's gorgeous. Like, how could we please tell me that's base game? Like, I'm stumbling over my words. I'm that excited. And the fact that, yeah, I don't really talk about the kit the pack, until I notice that window, that feels very much like me. Like, I'm like, oh yeah, that's a thing that exists. You guys probably want to talk about it, but I didn't think about it. Oh no, I didn't talk about it. Like, every time I finish a video, I realize I probably should have talked about the pack, or the updates, or the fact that, you know, tomorrow there's a base game update, or that the event is currently on. There's so many things I could talk about, but what am I talking about instead? Who knows what. But now that there's those windows, I'm probably going to talk about it every video, and I do apologize to everybody who does not want to hear me talk about this window over and over again. Sorry, I'm gonna be talking about it. How could you not? It's such a gorgeous window. But to be fair, I did talk a little bit about the other stuff. You know, there's what did I even say? The fairies are coming, yeah, and the outdoor living off the land type thing. I think that's actually going to be pretty cool. I don't really play the game, but I reckon I would appreciate it once I do. So, I don't know. It's one of those things where I think once I get into gameplay, which I feel like is going to happen one day, I don't know. I see all builders, like, for years and years and years they build, and then one day they just do a little bit of gameplay because they're kind of sick of building, and then that's it. Building's gone. It's just gameplay. Maybe every once in a while there's a building, but it's all gameplay, and I feel like I'm probably going to head down that track. I feel like everybody eventually does, because gameplay is inevitable. It's going to happen. So I won't be too mad. I do want to get these builds done first for this series. So we'll see how that goes, you know? Maybe I will, maybe I won't, who knows? Because I did say from the beginning, I want to do all 9 gens that are currently out. I don't necessarily know about Gen 10. I don't even necessarily know if I'll get to the end of Gen 9. We'll see how it all goes, you know, that sort of thing. I'm trying not to heavily commit to everything, because once I commit to something, it's really, really hard for me to uncommit, and if there's a reason for me to not do that thing, it's just really, really hard for me to be like, okay, I need to take a step back. So I'm not 100% committing to it. But knowing me, because I haven't 100% committed to it, I will still 100% commit to it in the background. But there will be that removed stress. So I'm not going to be stressing about, I've got to make sure I actually do it. Like, no, it's okay. Like, look at me. I said maybe, and here I did. I find it really, really helpful to, yeah, not stress myself out and not commit to everything all the time. Because I'm a little bit of a perfectionist with these things, and once I commit, like I said, I've got to get to the end. But yeah, this is something where I'm like, yeah, if I don't get to the end, that's fine. But this year I definitely will get to the end, because I've planned this year out. This year I feel very confident in. I will do it. It will get done. But then after that, I don't know what will happen. I reckon even when this challenge is done, this series is done, I'll probably still do other things, other building, like the A to Z building that I do. If you've never heard of the A to Z challenge before, it is a build and cast challenge that I run every year from June to December. And yeah, you basically get a new letter each week. You do a build or a cast creation based on that letter. You don't have to do it every week. It's sort of like if you want to, you can. If you don't want to, you don't have to. If you don't have the time, that's fine. Like, it's really up to you guys. And I've just realized I'm pretty sure the challenge is actually, I think today is the day it goes live. So I need to go and share that around a little bit because keep forgetting to do that. I don't know, I'm a little sick, so everything is just out of my brain and floating in the air, and if I see it, I'll grab it and work on it, but I've got to be able to catch it first. So, yeah, look, we're getting there. We're getting work done. But yeah, there is a link down in the description below. It's a Notion page. It takes you to basically like a little website, gives you all the rules, inspo, countdowns, all that sort of stuff, the hashtags that you're supposed to upload it to the gallery with. Because, yeah, we're doing entries on the gallery. If you want to upload it to social media, you can, but you don't have to. It is gallery focused, because the gallery is the one place that hasn't given me issues with finding these builds. So yeah, if you're interested, definitely check it out. It is something that I definitely enjoy. I'm actually going to be starting this week as well. I post mine in February every year, but I'm going to be starting this week so that I'm not like super behind. And this week I'll be working on my A build, and then next week I'll start my B build. So if I don't finish my A build before I start my B build, that's fine, because at the end of the day, I will still have, I don't know, I'll still have 26 started builds at least by the end of this year, and then I'll have 2 months to finish them, which I feel like I could. If I'm working on them slowly, week by week, I feel like I could, so, yeah. We'll see how that goes. Knowing me, I'll probably forget, lose track of time, get busy, and end up not doing a lot, but I'm gonna stay focused, I'm gonna stay on top of things, and I'm gonna do good. That's I'm putting that positivity out there, because otherwise I will forget, and yeah, just forget to do everything, and that's not the goal of today. Today's goal is to actually stay focused and stay on top of things, you know? I don't know, I feel like I get very distracted easily right now, and I think it's just because of the fact that I am sick. So I am finding it really helpful to write everything down, because when I write it down, I can see what I need to do. It means my brain, like, I don't have to remember it all in my head, and my brain can just go off and do the thing that it needs to get done, and then when I'm done, I can come back and look at my little list of things and be like, okay, cool, what's next? Usually I just keep it in my head, or I don't know, I'm 50-50 with writing it down. Sometimes I have, I don't know, I write it down either on a whiteboard or on a device, because that way I'm not wasting paper. And because I like to get rid of, like, when the task is done, I get rid of it. I don't want to see it because it's done, and it seeing the list shrink is really, really helpful. But yeah, I don't know, it's also one of those things where, like, when I close the list, it's gone. Like, it's out of my brain. It's not out of my brain, but, like, I'm not looking at it anymore. It's done. It's finished. But then I come back and open it again. It's like, oh, there actually is quite a few things to get done. Fantastic. But yeah, I don't know. I found writing things down definitely does help. Especially if I do it in a certain way. And I do like handwriting, so I do find the whiteboard to be pretty good. And I can just break it up between the sections and you know, split my days out, my weeks out, that sort of stuff. It's really, really handy. So yeah, I don't know, it's good. It's very good. I enjoy it. Let me know down below, how do you guys keep track of the stuff and things that you need to get done? How do you stay on top of it? And what's your favourite method of focus? Because we're all a little different. We all have different ways of doing it, and I just love hearing about how we all exist in different ways and work in different ways. I don't know, I find people to be quite fascinating, and I love to learn more about how other people live and whatnot and stuff like that. It's I don't know, people are curious, and I do love to learn more about them. But anyway, we are pretty much wrapping up here. So if you want to see more stuff like this, I do a build every single day except the last 2 to 3 days of February, depending on if it's a leap year or not. February is all A to Z, the rest of the year are these Pokemon builds. So if you want to see more stuff like this, make sure to subscribe. And yeah, hopefully I will see you guys in tomorrow's build. Yeah. Thank you guys so much for stopping by, and I'll see you guys then. Bye!